Dear students, welcome to ninth class biology. So we were discussing about plant anatomy and plant physiology. So last class we covered internal structure of dicot root. Okay, today we are going to study internal structure of monocot root. So I already told you about what is monocot plant and what is dicot plant. So what is monocot and dicot? Dicot plant means the dicot seeds they have two cotyledons. Okay, those plants with the two cotyledon seeds they are called dicot plants, for example mango, etc. Then what is monocot? Monocot plants they have seeds. Those seeds have only one cotyledon, that is called monocotyledon plants or monocot plants. Okay, for example rice. So that is the monocot plants and the dicot plants. So we already completed dicot plant root internal structure. Today we are going to look internal structure of monocot root. Which plant? Maize. Okay, maize internal structure we are going to study. So what are the parts of this monocot root? If you study anatomically, first of all, the outermost layer, this is called epiblema. Epiblema or piliferous layer. This is epiblema or piliferous layer. They are made up of single. They are made up of a single layer of thin-walled cells, parenchyma cells. They are made up of single layer of thin-walled parenchymatous cells. Okay, so this is our epiblema. It is a single layer, and these cells are parenchymatous cells. Okay, and on this epiblema, the cuticle and stomata they are absent. Okay, cuticle and stomata absent. And root hair, you can see here your root hairs are present. Root hair present, and this root hair, what is the function of root hair? This root hair they absorb water and minerals from soil. They help to absorb water and minerals from soil. So this is about our first part, that is piliferous layer or epiblema, and this epiblema made up of a single layer of thin-walled parenchymatous cells, and on this epiblema cuticle and stomata are absent, only root hair present. This root hair which helps in absorption of water and minerals. The next part after piliferous or epiblema layer, next part is cortex. Okay, so this region it is called cortex. So this cortex which is made up of parenchymatous cells. These cells are parenchymatous cells, and these parenchymatous cells with intercellular spaces. What is intercellular space? The space between two cells is called intercellular space. Okay, so in this cortex, this is cortex which is below our epiblema, and this cortex is made up of multi-layered parenchymatous cells. This cortex region is multi-layered. You can see so many layers of cells are present, and these cells are parenchymatous cells, and they have intercellular spaces, and their function store food material. Okay, so next, cortex. Made up of, it is multi-layered parenchymatous cells. With intercellular spaces. Okay, then these parenchyma cells, their function, storage of food material. So you clear about cortex. Okay, then next part, which is called endodermis. So this part is called endodermis. Endodermis. So what is endodermis? Endodermis is innermost layer of cortex. Okay, innermost layer of cortex, and it is made up of a single layer of barrel shaped cells, and they have Casparian strips. You can see here on the tangential wall and radial wall, they have thickening. These thickenings are called Casparian strips. Okay, and these thickenings are made up of a substance called suberin. So endodermis next. After cortex, the innermost layer of cortex, which is called endodermis. So this is our endodermis. See. Okay, this layer is called endodermis. So cortex, endodermis. Endodermis is a single layer. It is the innermost layer of the cortex. Innermost layer of the cortex. Innermost layer of the cortex. And they have thickenings. Those thickenings are called Casparian strips. These thickenings, Casparian strips, they do not allow the passage of water from cortex to xylem. Okay, if there is Casparian strips, water movement is blocked. So thickenings are called Casparian strips. And these strips, they have thickening. This thickening is made up of suberin, a substance called suberin. So this thickening, they are made up of suberin. So this suberin material which does not allow the passage of water from cortex to the xylem tissues. Then after endodermis, next part, which is stele. Okay, so the remaining portion after endodermis, it is called stele. So this stele, it mainly consists three parts: pericycle, vascular bundle, and pith. Pericycle, vascular bundle, and pith. So first of all, pericycle. Pericycle. Below endodermis, you can see a single layer of thin walled cells. This is endodermis and this is pericycle. A single layer of thin walled cells. And this, from this pericycle, lateral root emerged. Okay, lateral roots. Lateral roots emerge from pericycle. Okay, then after, so next we are going to discuss vascular tissue. Vascular tissue. So when we discussed about different types of vascular bundle, at that time I told you about radial vascular bundle. Radial vascular bundle present in monocot root and dicot root. So vascular bundle, if you check, you can see so many patches of xylem and phloem. They are arranged in different radii. So that arrangement is called radial arrangement. So vascular bundles present this monocot root, it is radial vascular bundle. See here, these are xylem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 xylem patches found, and also phloems also alternate with each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 phloem patches also form. So they are in different radii. So vascular bundles, they are radial vascular bundle. What is radial vascular bundle? The xylem and phloem tissues, they are arranged in different radii. So those vascular bundles are called radial vascular bundles. Okay, then the xylem and phloem, they are different radii, and also they are more in number. More xylem tissues are present. So that condition is called polyarch. Okay, total 8 xylem patches form. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 xylem patches form. That is polyarch condition. But in dicot root only 4 xylem patches form. So they have tetrarch condition. Tetra means 4. Here many xylem patches are formed. So it is polyarch. And if you observe this xylem, they are in the exarch condition. Exarch. What is mean by exarch? Observe these xylem tissues. They have protoxylem and they have metaxylem. This protoxylem, which is directed to inner side, and this metaxylem directed to inner side of the root, and protoxylem, they are directed to periphery. Okay, so in this xylem patch, the arrangement of metaxylem to inner side and protoxylem to outer side. So that arrangement is called exarch. So xylem, they are exarch and they are polyarch, and vascular bundle is radial vascular bundle. Then at the center what you can see, pit present, and in this pit, which is made up of parenchyma cell, okay, in this parenchyma cell, starch grains are present. Starch grains form, and this parenchyma cell, they store food material. In this pit, they also store food material. So this is about internal structure of monocot root. So we discussed about epiplemma, then cortex, then endodermis. Endodermis, don't forget about Casparian strips. Casparian strips are made up of suberin, then single layer of pericycle, then vascular bundle. In vascular bundle, there are many patches of xylem and phloem. Xylem is polyarch and xylem is exarch. And at the center, pit present. Pit contains parenchyma cells. They store food material. Okay. So let's discuss what are the differences between dicot root and monocot root. Okay. So we are going to discuss. We are going to differentiate both dicot and monocot root based on these points: number of xylem, cambium, secondary growth, and pit. First of all, number of xylem. If you observe, if you check the dicot root internal structure, you can see 4 patches of xylem you can see in this T. Okay, so that means xylem is tetrarch condition. Tetrarch. 4 xylem patches are formed, that is tetrarch. But in case of monocot root, you can see so many xylem patches are found, so that condition is called polyarch. So number of xylem, it is tetrarch in dicot root, and monocot root, it is polyarch. Then cambium. Cambium, it is a tissue which is responsible for secondary growth. In dicot root, this cambium is present, but it is present only during the time of secondary growth. Okay, but in case of monocot root, there is no secondary growth, so cambium is also absent. Okay, then secondary growth. Already we discussed secondary growth is present, but in case of monocot root, no cambium, so no secondary growth. So it is absent. Then pit. We said that at the center, some parenchyma cells are present. Those parenchyma cells together are called pit. But in case of dicot root, pit is absent. But monocot root, they have pit, which is store food material. It is present. So this is a major difference between monocot root and dicot root. So next we are going to study internal structure of dicot stem. So let's check what are the structures present in this dicot stem. First of all, epidermis. Epidermis, it is the outermost layer of cells which are made up of thin walled parenchymatous cells. Okay, so this is epidermis, which is made up of thin walled parenchyma cells, and cuticle is covered here. These epidermal cells are covered with cuticle, these epidermal cells are covered with cuticle. Okay, so this layer epidermis which gives protection, and sometimes epidermal hairs also present. So first of all, epidermis. Epidermis made up of single layer of parenchyma cells, thin walled parenchyma cells, and cuticle present. But in case of root, cuticle absent, here the cuticle is present. Okay. Then after epidermis, next part is cortex. Below epidermis, cortex is found. So this region, it is called cortex. And this cortex in this dicot stem, which is divided into three regions. What are the three regions? First of all, hypodermis, then middle cortex, then inner cortex. Hypodermis, middle cortex and inner cortex. Hypodermis, they are made up of collenchyma cells, 3 to 6 layers of collenchyma cells. Okay, so cortex, which part? Hypodermis made up of collenchyma cell, and this collenchyma cells which gives mechanical support. Mechanical support. Mechanical support. Okay, so this part is hypodermis. Below hypodermis you can see chlorenchyma cells. Okay, chlorenchyma cells which forms middle cortex. So middle cortex consists of chlorenchyma cells, layers of chlorenchyma cells, and these chlorenchyma cells, they perform photosynthesis. Okay. Then after middle cortex, the inner cortex, which is made up of parenchyma cells, and these parenchyma cells, they help in gaseous exchange. Gas exchange. So this is hypodermis, this is middle cortex made up of chlorenchyma cells, and this is inner cortex made up of parenchyma cells. And this parenchyma cells, they also store food materials in this inner cortex. Store food. So they help in gas exchange, and also they help in storage of food materials. So that's about cortex. Then cortex innermost layer, that is endodermis. So this entire part is cortex. Then endodermis. Endodermis is a single layer of cells. This is the innermost layer of cortex. Innermost layer of cortex. Okay, this endodermis is innermost layer of cortex. And this endodermis contains starch grains. So it is also called starch sheath, and endodermis is also called starch sheath because they contain starch grains. Then after endodermis, next part, which is pericycle. Endodermis. The next part, pericycle. Pericycle, this part which is made up of a patch of sclerenchyma alternate with parenchyma. This multi-layered pericycle is multi-layered with sclerenchyma cells and parenchyma cells. Okay. So pericycle, then vascular bundle and pith. These three parts comes under stele. I've told you stele. Stele includes pericycle and also vascular bundle and pith. So pericycle, here it is made up of it is multi-layer made up of sclerenchyma and alternate with parenchyma cells. Okay. The next pericycle, after pericycle, next vascular bundle. Vascular bundle in dicot stem, we already know it is conjoint, collateral, open. Okay, and xylem, phloem, they are in same radius, so that's why it is collateral open. This is phloem tissue. This is xylem. Okay. In between xylem and phloem, what present? Cambium present. This is cambium. So this is phloem, this is cambium, and this xylem. They are in same radius. That's why the vascular bundle is conjoined, collateral, open, and xylem enlarged. These vascular bundles are arranged in the dicot stem in the like a ring-like structure. If you see figure 1.24, you can see the ground plan. In the ground plan, you can see all the vascular bundles. They are arranged in the form of a ring. Okay. So all the vascular bundles present in dicot stem, they are conjoined, collateral, open. What is mean by open? If in between phloem and xylem tissues, if cambium is present, that vascular bundle is open. And what is collateral? Conjoined collateral. Conjoined collateral means xylem and phloem, they are in same radius. Okay. So that's about vascular bundle. Then last part, pith. So pith, it is made up of parenchyma cells. Okay. And this parenchyma cells found in pith, they store food material. So this is about internal structure of dicot stem. First of all, epidermis, single layer of epidermis made up of parenchyma. Then cortex, cortex divided into three regions. Hypodermis made up of collogyma, and middle cortex made up of chlorogyma, and inner cortex made up of parenchyma. Then endodermis, then pericycle made up of sclerenchyma and parenchyma. Then phloem and xylem, they form vascular bundle. They are conjoined, collateral, open, vascular bundle, and endarch. What is mean by endarch? In this vascular bundle, metaxylem arranged to periphery, protoxylem, these are protoxylem, they arranged to inner side. So that condition is called endarch condition. So dicot stem, whatever it is, dicot stem or monocot stem, in generally stem vascular bundles are endarch. Protoxylem periphery, protoxylem inner side, metaxylem arranged to periphery. Okay. Then after pith is made up of parenchyma cells, and these cells they store food materials.